Hi, this is Tom with Land of Math, and the struggle is real. Every year, without fail, kids just seem confused by mean, median, and mode. In this video, I'm going to break it down, talk about a couple little ways to try to help memorize it, and explain each of them. Coming up next. All right, the first thing we need to do is get these numbers in order from least to greatest. This is going to be real helpful with the median, and also to a lesser extent the mode and the mean. Now with the mode, the key thing to remember is mode is the most. It's the number that occurs the most. So in this first example, you can see that the number 3 occurs more than any of the other numbers. So this is the mode. In our next example, we have to kind of get the numbers in order from least to greatest because it's going to be important because we have some numbers occurring more than once, like the 2 and the 7 and the 5. But you can see that 5 occurs more than the other 2, so that's our mode. Sometimes we have multiple modes or more than one mode. So in this example, you can see that the number 2 and the number 8 each occur 2 times. Both these numbers are the mode. In this next example, the numbers 5, 7, and 10 each occur 3 times. And so in this case, we have 3 modes. And sometimes you just don't have a mode. We have 6 numbers here. All of them are different, so we have no mode. Our next term is the median. And when I think of median, I always think of the interstates when I'm driving down the road and there's that stretch of grass between the 2 lanes. This is called the median because it's in the middle. In a set of numbers, the median is the middle number. Now when working with the median, order is critical here. So we have to get our numbers in order from smallest to largest. Now, one of 2 things are going to happen. We're either going to have an odd amount or an even amount of numbers. So in this case, we're looking at an odd amount. Now, it's always important to get those numbers in order. If you just looked at the first list, you might think the 5 is the median. But when we put them in order here, you can see that the 6 is our median. It's our middle number. Now, here's another example, a couple more examples. We're going to find the median with an odd amount. So in this case right here, you can see that we have 9 numbers. And the number 10 is our median. It's right in the middle. Now what you're going to notice is on both sides of the median are the same amount of numbers. There's 4 digits to the left and 4 to the right. On this next group right here, we have 11 numbers. So we're going to have exactly 1 in the middle, which in this case is the 26. We have 5 numbers to the left, and we have 5 numbers to the right. One of the things that always drives me nuts is watching students try to cross out every single number to find the median. Not only does it take forever, but it also increases your chance for a mistake. Instead, let's do this with an odd amount. Take away 1 of the total digits. So if there's 41 numbers, subtract 1, that's 40, divide by 2, that gives us 20, and then add the 1 back. So what this means is the 21st number is our median. Now here's a couple more examples. This first number has 9 digits. Take away 1, which is 8, divide by 2, which is 4, and we would add 1 to that to get the 5th number, in this case 10. Here's one with 11 digits. We take away 1, which is 10, divide by 2, which is 5, and then we're going to add that 1 right back to it, which is our 6th. And you can see above there, I forgot to put the plus 1, but we know it's the 5th as well. When we're trying to find the median of an even amount of numbers, we have a little different situation. If you notice, the numbers 8 and 10 are in the middle. So what's our median? Is it 8, 10? Is it both 8 and 10? Well, no, it's not. What we do is we're going to add those 2 middle numbers. In this case, it's 18. We're going to divide by 2, and that's going to be your median. Now, if you have a small amount of numbers, it's easy to see which 2 are in the middle. But if you have a little larger amount, here's what you can do. Take the total amount of numbers, in this case 6, divide by 2, which is 3. So the 3rd and the 4th numbers are going to be your 2 middle. And then you would add them up, and then you would divide by 2, and that would be your median, in this case 26. So here's a couple other examples. On this one right here, we have 12 numbers. And so if we take 12 divided by 2, we get 6. And what that means is the 6th and the 7th number are your 2 middle numbers. We add those 2 up, and you're going to get 71, just divide by 2. And so our median would be 35.5. In this one right here, we have a total of 20 digits. Divide by 2, which is 10. So our 10th and 11th number, those are the 2 middle numbers. So it's 7 and 9. We add those up, we get 16, divide by 2, and it's 8. So the median is 8. So if you get a situation where you have a large amount of numbers, like say 550, we're going to do the same thing. Just divide by 2, which is 275. And so the 275th and 276 numbers are your 2 middle numbers. Here are a couple of mistakes that students make. The first one is an order of operation problem. So normally we'd add up our numbers, hit equal, and then we would divide by 2 to get our median. But sometimes students will add the numbers up, but before they hit equal, they'll divide by 2. And this will cause a problem. They won't get the correct median. The other common mistake I see involves the crossing out numbers, which I mentioned earlier. When you have an even amount of numbers, some people just keep crossing until they find a middle number. So they think, oh, 11 is our median in this case. But it's not. You have 2 numbers in the middle. So we should have added those 2 up. And the median is actually 9, not 11. All right, our next term is called the mean. And I always think of this as, what's the meanest thing I could do to the students? Make them do work. So mean equals work. And this problem requires the most amount of work. So the first thing is we have to add up all these numbers. In this case, this example, it's 448. The next thing I do is I look at how many different numbers did I add. Well, we added 7 numbers. So we take the total, divide by, in this case, the amount of numbers, which was 7, and we get 64. So here's a couple other examples. First step, I add the numbers up. In this case, it equals 45. There's 5 numbers, so I'm going to take 45, divide by 5, and so my mean is 9. On this next example right here, we're going to add all these numbers up again. We get 720, and because there's 10 of them, we're going to divide by 10, and so the mean is 72. When you're comparing mean and median, the mean is by far the most popular. Yet when you look at an article, for example, this one about the average price of homes in Austin, Texas, you see over and over and over they're using the term median, not mean. And so why is that? Well, there's one basic reason. And the reason for it is something called the extreme of the mean. And this is anytime we have an outlier or some information or data that can be influenced by an outlier, we a lot of times will use the median instead. For example, if we're looking at the average cost of 5 houses, 4 of them 100,000 and the 5th one is 1 million. If we actually find the mean, it's $280,000. The median, the middle number, would be 100,000. So when you start to ask yourself, what really is the average or the typical home, the 100,000 would make a lot more sense than the 280,000. Well, thanks for watching. I hope the video was helpful to you. If it was, I'd love if you would give it a thumbs up. That'd be great. And also, we'd love if you would subscribe to the channel. Until next time, we'll catch you later on Land of Math.